Okay, I've been checking some of your questions and requests on Instagram and on the YouTube channel, obviously. Please like, please subscribe, and leave any comments. And leave more questions for me to answer in the future. This is a request from H.Richardson4. Best way to bridge the question and not move body as cue action strikes. Well, as I always say, I'm going to get the cue ball here. Keep the head still is so important. Keep the body still. The head doesn't move, the rest won't move. But in terms of the bridge hand, basically the first thing, put your hand flat on the table, raise these knuckles here. So you're almost gripping the cloth with your fingertips. So just sort of grip it, do that. Then it's just a matter of bringing your thumb up. You've got that strong grip. You're gripping the cloth with your fingertips. The thumb comes up and that gives you a solid foundation for the cue to go through. So grip the cloth with your fingertips to raise these knuckles. Underscore Luster is asking me, how many shots ahead do pros typically plan out? Any more than 2, and he's struggling a bit. The secret is that pros don't normally think more than sort of 2-3 shots ahead either. The only reason they think further ahead possibly is when they're break building and there's a pack of a few reds that they need to open. They'll maybe think that maybe after they pot the 5th or 6th of the opening reds, that's the time to open the pack. So they'll have a plan of action when they come to the table. They'll see the table very quickly. The best players see the situation very quickly, none better than O'Sullivan, and they'll know the right time to go into the pack. But generally, if the reds are all in the open, it's generally only 2 or 3 shots ahead. Akshat underscore Thacker 28 is asking, where did the Tough Table Challenge disappear, sir? Well, it's not disappeared, and hopefully very soon there'll be more players taking part. Up-and-coming players will be Ali Carter, Dave Gilbert, to name it 2, and hopefully in the future many more, but it's certainly not disappeared. Still waiting for the first century break as well. So underscore Say What Yash is asking how to control playing a jerk shot. I presume he means like a jerky cue action. One tip, maybe you're holding the cue too tight. Because if you're holding the cue too tight, that means you've got to really put something into it to get the cue through the cue ball. So hold the cue a bit slacker and see how that goes. Musty28U, any tips a beginner at snooker should focus on? One big tip, decide what shot you're going to play before you get down. But I think the most important thing with a real beginner is keep your head still. That's the most important thing. It's something that even now I have problems with. The head moves, everything goes. Keep your head still. So Gabo147 underscore official, how to get the cue action straighter on the motion back and forward. I'm sure I've done a little routine. You can check it out on one of the videos we did early on. Cue along the baulk line. I'll give you a little example here. Move the baulk colours off. Address the brown spot with the tip of the cue and just try and go back and forward along the baulk line a few times. You do that before you play each frame, that might help you cue a bit straighter. Kyle Seedhouse is asking for tips on break building for beginners, please. Says he loves the channel, thanks very much. It's all about smooth cueing. Try not to hit the ball too hard, grip the cue nice and slack, and just, don't overhit shots. That's I think the things that beginners do, especially screw shots, to try and really hit it with a lot of power. The key to controlling the cue ball is to hit it as softly as you can, so you can control it, get the spin on. That's a beginner's tip in terms of break building. It's Paraz underscore 93 has asked, get Jimmy White on your channel. I've asked him loads of times. He doesn't want to come on. I don't know why, so maybe someone can give him a little nudge, get him on here. I'd love to have him on, but unfortunately he doesn't want to come on, so what can I do? From Diresh underscore 21, Munjan 81, and Kairula underscore Baram, hopefully I'm pronouncing those names right, all looking for the swerve shot. Okay, so let's give it a go. Hopefully, a simple one. Snookered by the black, so obviously we want to swerve around the black, raise the butt of the cue in the air. We're going to aim low and hard down on the left-hand side of the cue ball, and it's a matter of smoothly delivering the cue. Oh dear. I'm going to go through the gap and try and pot that red. So that means left side of the black, that means high, the butt of the cue, aim down on the right side of the cue ball. Okay, it wasn't the best swerve in the world. I'm actually not great myself, so to give tips on that is probably, I'm being a bit fraudulent. Steve Davis is the best, so send him a message. A request from someone having trouble from brown to blue and clearing up. We'll get rid of these reds. I suppose if you're perfect on the brown, it's a choice you make whether you just want to stun directly down here for the blue or you want to use the cushion. I always prefer to use a cushion because I thought it was easier to judge the pace. I thought stunning, if you decel in the stun, you can land here, you can go too far. So, and I'm not putting any side on this at all. So it's plain ball, it's just a little stun off the cushion. And obviously the important thing is not to go past the middle pocket. But just keep it simple, middle of the cue ball and off the cushion. No side, no screw, keep it simple. So Shane Holmes is asking, when you're playing with side, do you address the cue ball in the middle and then move over? Absolutely not. Because what happens then, if you're in the middle and then go with side, the cue's not going through in a straight line anymore. So the important thing is to keep the cue going in a straight direction towards the object ball. So no, when you get down to the shot, if you're playing with side, you've got to get down straight away and address the cue ball with that side, because you've already picked your aiming point. Whether you're allowing for the side or not, that's a whole different story. But definitely when you get down to the shot, straight to where you want to hit the cue ball, whether it's middle, whether it's top, bottom, or with side. That was check side. But yeah, never get down to the shot in the middle and then move. Straight down to where you want to hit it. Ken Chi wants to know, I've got problems with his grip hand because if he takes the cue back too far with a long backswing, obviously the further you go back, it's hard to keep all fingers on the cue because then it gets tighter. So sometimes you allow, different players have different grips and it's not the same for everybody. So it's a matter of, it's not really the backswing that's a problem when you're taking fingers off the cue here. It's about going through positively because the longer you come back, the chance of decelerating and if you're thinking about these fingers. So if I was to give a tip to sort that, have a shorter backswing. Makes it a whole lot easier. So instead of coming back here, just come back to here and it's just maybe go through the cue a little bit quicker. So yeah, my advice to that would be maybe just cut down the backswing. So potting the ball to a blind pocket, this has been requested by Gabriel P. What that means is basically a blind pocket is I'm playing that pink into here. When I'm lining up to play the pink, the pocket is not in my eye line, so I'd have to go like that to see the pocket. So a good tip is to come round here and just look directly down a straight line, the pink to the middle of the pocket, and you can see that's the potting point. That's where you need to strike the pink in order to pot it. So keep your eye on that. Don't take your eye off it. So then get your stance, and you've no need to look at the pocket because you've picked out your potting point and the ball should go in. So that's a good tip for blind pocket potting. Come round, make sure you can see the potting point. When you go back to the shot, don't take your eye off it, get down and play it. So someone's requested how to play or be accurate when the cue ball's tight on the cushion. It's probably the most difficult, or one of the most difficult shots you have to play in snooker. I always think when the cue ball's tight on the cushion, be as slack as you possibly can with this grip hand, because any sort of tightness on here will just cause you to, it just won't be nice because you might even miss cue because you've got no control. If you're not comfortable with the cue being parallel, because obviously you can see very little of the cue ball there, so slightly aim down on the cue ball, just so you can see more of the cue ball, see more of the tip on the cue ball. Obviously make sure you're in the middle, because any unwanted side, if I was to play this and play with left hand side, the cue ball would quickly go this way, right hand side quickly that way, so you miss the pot. So it's important to get the middle of the cue ball, nice slack grip, and then keep the head still. Because keeping the head still is the big secret. So Adam Leeson wants to know, what's the best way to adjust your technique if you're playing with extreme topspin or extreme screw? There's different ways you can do it. I mean, if you watch Judd Trump, his bridge hand is actually quite close to the cue ball, but I would think, this would be my normal. If I was just stunning this red, my bridge hand would be there. I would think, if I was playing deep screw, I'd just bring my bridge back a little bit, just so I can get a slightly longer backswing to be able to get the cue right through. So I missed the pot, but look at the work I got in the cue ball by having that maybe inch longer backswing. And then you've got to go through smooth, but that gives you the chance to play some of these extreme shots, extreme power shots, topspin or screw shots. I'll do the same thing but with topspin. But it's the same thing. This is my normal bridge for a normal shot. Topspin, I want to play with power, I might just bring my bridge back slightly. So it gives a bigger backswing, see, hold. Again, missed the pot, which is obviously not great, but yeah, move that bridge back another inch, give yourself a longer backswing, and that might improve and give you a bit more flair.